Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy KennyJStylinz coming at you with another deck profile. This time we're doing the Henchmen deck. Yes, Henchmen. It's it gets pretty crazy. But without further ado, yeah, let's go ahead and quickly get started with this profile. First up, we have two Punchline and the Joker Gang. As you can see, this is a Pendulum deck. And Punchline and Joker Gang, she's a level 3, 1100 attack, 1000 defense, Pendulum monster. Here's her Pendulum effect. If you have no card in your other Pendulum zone, you can destroy this card, and if you do, add one level 4 lower Henchman monster from your deck to your hand. And you can only use this effect once per turn. So basically, as you can see, she's a count 8. Her regular monster effect is once per turn, you can target one other face-up card you control, destroy both it and this card, and if you do, special summon one synchro monster from your extra deck. But it has its effects negated. If this card in your monster zone is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can place this card in your Pendulum zone instead. So yeah, two Henchmen, Punchline, and Joker Gang. I thought about 3, but I thought 2 was enough, so let's go on with the next card. Yes sir, we got 3. In other words, 3 Putty Patrol. Yeah, this deck gets crazy. It's a lot of crossovers in this deck, but hence the name Henchmen. You know, let's check out Putty Patrol's Pendulum effect. When you normal summon a monster during level 4 or lower, when you normal summon, a monster level 4 or lower, and also Pendulum summon during the same turn, target one monster your opponent controls and change that monster's battle position. And also, it's a regular monster effect. Once per turn, if you control 3 or more Henchmen monsters, target one Henchman monster you control. That target monster can attack your opponent's life points directly. So, Putty Patrol, really good. That's why I decided to put it at 3. Sometimes you need to hit your opponent directly to win, and why not, man? Them rock people be getting on people's nerves. Come on, man, really? You can't have Henchmen without Stormtroopers, man. The guys that shoot 6,000 rounds a minute and maybe hit one target, yeah, that's these guys right here. Okay, so Pendulum effect. You can target one card in your Pendulum zone, destroy it, then draw a card. You can only use this effect to Henchmen, Stormtroopers once per turn. And the monster effect, which is pretty simple, you can tribute this card to add one level 6 or higher monster from your deck to your hand. So basically, to get out the stronger monsters in this deck, besides Pendulum summon, well, you'll see. Next up, we have the Foot Soldiers, aka the Foot Ninjas, the Foot Gang. They will give you a hand. Get it? Yeah, I know. I suck at it, but anyway, okay, so the Pendulum effect. If a Henchman monster you control is destroyed by battle, special summon one Henchman monster from your graveyard or face up extra deck. You can only activate this effect once per turn. And the regular monster effect, when this card is normal special summon, shuffle one Pendulum monster from your graveyard back into your deck. So kind of helps you, I don't know, with this deck. At first you could go through it really quick, but I kind of slowed it down. I don't know why, but anyway, yeah, 3 foot. Next up, man, we got 3 Hydra. 3 Hydra. Once per turn, if you have no cards in your other Pendulum zone, you can place one Pendulum monster from your deck into your other Pendulum zone. That is an excellent Pendulum effect for a Hydra. And its regular monster effect, when you control this monster and another Henchman monster gets destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon up to 2 Henchman Hydra monsters from your deck. So basically, you cut off 1, 2 more appear. The head, boy. And for the Henchmen, we got 2 Ginyu Force. Love it. Look at them. I love the pick. They're all on there. Okay, for the Pendulum effect, if you have a Henchman card in your other Pendulum zone, you can destroy this card, and if you do, place one Henchman Pendulum monster from your deck into your Pendulum zone, except Henchman Ginyu Force. The effect of the Ginyu Force: if this card is special summoned, you can target up to 2 cards you control and destroy them. And if you do, special summon one monster level 8 or lower that's name isn't Henchman Ginyu Force from your deck. You can only use this effect to Henchman Ginyu Force once per turn. So basically, as you can see, some of the cards in this deck are designed to get out level 6, 8 monsters, bigger monsters in the deck. And basically, the bigger monsters work with the Henchmen, the bosses, and you got the Henchmen. But anyway, alright, next up we're going with our level 6 monsters. Bam! 1 𝐘𝐒. And bam! 1 Harley Quinn. Now let's start off with 𝐘𝐒 first. She's a dark monster, 2300 attack. When this card is normal summon or special summon, you can add 1 the Shredder from your deck to your hand. When a monster on your side of the field is destroyed by battle, target 1 spell or trap card on the opponent's side of the field, destroy the target. You can only activate this effect once per turn. So her effect's not bad. Spell and trap card removal, but it's okay. Next up, let's go with Harley Quinn. Another level 6 dark monster, of course, and she's a Union card. Check out her effect. Once per turn, you can either target 1 the Joker monster you control, equip this card to that target, or unequip this card in special summoning. The monster equipped with this card cannot be destroyed as a result of battle. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can return both the opponent's monster and this card to the hand. This card gains 100 attack for every henchman monster you control. Okay, next up we have 1 Admiral Carius or Carius. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Not too big on this guy, but he's a machine type, attack 2300, also level 6. His effect, when this card is normal summon, you can target up to 2 cards you control, destroy them, and if you do, add henchman monsters with different names from your deck to your hand, equal to the number of cards destroyed by this effect. You can only activate this effect, Admiral Carius, once per turn. So he's good because with this deck you get crazy summoning, and that's why you kind of go through the deck and you get to search out certain monsters that you need because, well, you guys see. Storm Shadow, bam! 1 Storm Shadow, level 6. Once per turn, during the main phase, if you control this monster on the field, you can equip it to your Cobra Commander and equip spell card, or unequip the Union equipment and special summon this card in face-up attack position. While equipped to a monster by this effect, that monster cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn, you contribute 1 henchman monster to discard 1 card from your opponent's hand. Once again, not a devastating effect, but still, man, this deck is pretty fun when it starts getting off and you see the bosses and their henchmen just flying all around. It gets crazy. And next up, last for the mini bosses, bam, Goldar! Oh man, freaking Goldar, which is a level 7, 2600. He's a winged beast, of course. Each time a card or cards is added to your extra deck, place 1 counter on this card, max 3. You contribute 2 monsters you control with 3 counters on this card. Draw 2 cards. Now, I know it seems like, man, getting rid of 2 monsters just to draw 2 cards. Yes and no, it kind of sucks, but this deck just summons ridiculously fast. I mean, not just the pendulum effects, man, just the cards in general in this deck. You know, you could flood the field with monsters. Even use your spell and trap card zone for monsters as well. You could attack from there too. But anyway, 1 Goldar, and that should be it for the sub mini bosses. Oh wait, sorry guys, I almost forgot. 1 more sub mini boss. Bam! Zarbon. And he's a fairy type. Okay, his effect. Once per turn during your main phase, if you control this monster on the field, you can equip it to any card with the word freeze on its name and equip it as a spell card. Or unequip the Union equipment and special summon this card face-up attack position. While equipped to a monster by this card's effect, once per turn that monster can also banish up to 2 cards face down from the bottom of your opponent's deck. Which, yeah, stacking that up a few times, that really sucks, especially if you hit one of their key cards that they need. Yeah, but anyway, 1 Zarbon, and that, I promise, should be the end of the mini bosses. Now for the heavy hitters, we got, bam! 1 Red Skull. Look at him. Love the pick, it's sick. Okay, you contribute 3 monsters to tribute summon, but not set this card. If summoned this way, when this card destroys a monster result of battle, you can target 1 spell or trap card in the field, banish it. So that's especially helpful if they got continuous spell or traps or something out there that's really just bugging you. Anyway, yeah, 1 Red Skull. Next up, we're hitting them with, bam, the Shredder. Look at that pick, that's sick. Turtles. 3300 attack. Okay, so he's a warrior, of course. You contribute 3 cards to tribute summon this card. It's summoned this way. Destroy all cards your opponent controls. Once per turn, you contribute 3 level 4 lower monsters to activate this effect. Target 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls, destroy that card. So, yeah, as you can see, a lot of these cards are targeting spell and trap cards. I have no other spell or trap removal on this deck. Maybe I should find some common MSTs and throw it in there. Well, I don't need it now, but I don't know. I just felt like this deck needed spell and trap removal. So, and I know you guys are looking like, why do you have to keep tributing 3 monsters? That's going to be hard as heck. Well, with the cards in this deck, like I said, your field will fill up real quick. Anyways, 1 Shredder. Then next up, we have 1 Lord Zed. I like this picture, man. That's dope. Look at him. That is so sick. You can tribute 3 monsters, of course, same as always, to tribute summon this monster but not set. If summoned this way, you can special summon 1 gold art from your deck or hand. Once per turn, quick effect, you can tribute 1 Henchman, Putty Patrol monster to have this card unaffected by spell and trap cards for the turn. So, you got putties out there, or Lord Zeds out there, they try to dark hole or something, just get rid of that putty. You don't need them, they'll come back anyway next turn, you know, by some randomness. Yeah, 1 Zed, love this picture, man, it's so sick. And last but not least, for the bosses, bam! Ooh, 1 Frieza, 3600 attack, Fiend. And of course, to get him out, you have to tribute 3, you know, to tribute summon not set. And summon this way, banish the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. As long as you control Henchmen's monsters, this card cannot be targeted for an attack. During your second turn, you can tribute this card. Add 3 Henchman monsters to special summon 1 Lord Frieza final form from your extra deck. Is that fair? I don't know. Maybe, but yeah, that Frieza final form, it gets nasty. And plus his effect, when he just comes out and banishes 5 cards, I mean, why not? Frieza don't like you. He don't even, he don't like your opponent either. Alright guys, next up we're going to the spells. We got BAM! 1 for our commander and BAM! Strength in numbers. Okay, now for our commander, we'll start with this one first. You can tribute Henchmen monsters from your side of the field to target 1 level 6 or higher monster you control to activate the following effect. 1 through 2, increase the target monster's attack by 1,000. 3 through 4, unaffected by your opponent's card effects for the turn. 5 plus, banish 1 card your opponent controls, and also 1 card in your opponent's hand. Really good. Really good. Okay, and strength in numbers. Dang, they ain't lying, look at that. And ain't gonna hit 1 target. You can tribute up to 5 monsters you control. Your opponent chooses to either discard from their hand or send cards from the top of their deck to the graveyard, or a combination of both up to the same number of cards tributed for this effect. I should have put more than 1 in this deck because, as you can see, you could easily, Henchmen, man, just get rid of mass number of monsters to do these effects. And it gets ridiculous and fun, but or ridiculous for your opponent, fun for you. Okay, next up we have BAM! 1 Allure of Darkness and BAM! 1 Explosive Draw. Now with Allure, look at that. All the stages of Anakin's life from young to Vader. Fear, anger, hate, suffering. Sounds like me right there. Anyway, while you control a level 6 or higher dark monster, you can tribute 3 Henchmen monsters on your side of the field. Target 1 level 6 or higher monster your opponent controls, negate that monster's effect, and take control of that monster. So it's like the darkness, it's calling that. Basically, I love that card. Okay, Explosive Draw. Look at Harley Quinn. Target 5 cards in your graveyard, shuffle all 5 into the deck, then draw 2 cards. If you drew any pendulum monsters to your hand with this effect, you can reveal it to your opponent, draw 1 more card. Then your opponent also draws a card. So, kind of like Pot of, if I can remember, I don't know if it's Avarice or, you know, one of those pot cards. Basically, shuffle 5, draw 2. One of them is a pendulum monster, which is a good chance of it. You get the potential to draw 1 more, and your opponent also gets 1. So, you know, give your opponent a little bit of something. You know, gotta be nice, I guess. Next up, we have 2 Lord Frieza's Orders. Lord Frieza's Orders effect. Add 1 pendulum monster from your deck to your extra deck, face up. You can only activate 1 Lord Frieza's Orders per turn. So, yeah, I figured, you know, you wanted to grab whatever out of your deck to pendulum summon later on. I mean, why not? Next up, 2 for the boys. Quick play. Look at them, hanging out, chilling. I love to be a stormtrooper. Oh no, not really. I wouldn't. Okay, special summon as many face-up pendulum monsters from your extra deck as possible, but they have their effects negated, if any. Then your opponent gains life points equal to the total original attack of those special summon monsters. You cannot normal summon or special summon other monsters or attack during the turn you activate this effect. So basically, it's to, wait a minute, hold on, you cannot normal or special summon other monsters or attack during the turn this effect is activated. I specifically made this card to bring those guys out so you can make your Synchro, Exceed, Fusion, whatever plays. But it looks like I kind of stopped myself with reading the end of that. You cannot normal or special summon other monsters or attack on the turn you activate this effect. Yeah, so that's I don't know. Well, I guess in order to, if your opponent has a heavy field, you can kind of block them out a little bit. I don't know, but I think I messed up on that card, but I'll probably go back and change it. But yeah, 2 for the boys. And last but not least, for the spells, BAM! bam, 2 fallen hero. Rest in peace, Trini. Man, I love the pick of that card. Okay, draw 1 card. You can also send 2 Henchmen monsters from your hand to the graveyard. Send 2 cards from your opponent's hand to the bottom of their opponent's deck. You can only activate this effect of fallen hero once per turn. I'm sorry guys, I'm fumbling with the mouth. I'm speaking too fast. I actually had 2 cups of coffee this morning. I don't want to blame it on that. Maybe I don't know, maybe I'm just nuts. I think that's what it is. I'm crazy. But anyway, yeah, 2 fallen hero, which is really good, especially if you want to deplete your opponent's hand. So next up, we're going with the traps. So we got a total of 5 traps. First of all, bam, 1 target located. Look at that. Love that pick, man. Discard 1 card. Add 2 Henchmen Pendulum monsters from your deck to your hand. Also, until the end of your opponent's next turn, Henchmen Pendulum monsters in your Pendulum zones cannot be destroyed by card effects. So that's pretty good. It kind of, you know, if you're in a pinch and you need your Pendulum stuff out there, and they're trying to Feather Duster or whatever exists to destroy spell and trap cards, this will help you out. But I didn't think it was necessary to have more than 1, so just 1 target located. 2, we have bam, bam for our master. Raphael just surrounded by the foot. That boy's used to that. He's a thug. But okay, card effect. As long as this card remains face up on the field, you can use your spell and trap card zones as extra monster zones. All your Henchmen monsters gain 300 attack defense. When this card is destroyed or removed from the field, destroy all monsters in your spell and trap zones besides Pendulum monsters. I thought this was really nasty. So say if you got your Pendulum zones out there, or even if you don't, you know what I mean, you activate this. You have a possibility of an extra 2 zones, you know, to what, 4? Yeah, so I thought that this card would be really crazy. You know, I don't think there's any cards like it in Yu-Gi-Oh, but anyway, 2 of that. And last but not least, bam, bam, 2 strings by numbers. And look at Goku's down. Not too many people could do that. Maybe a laser gun, but anyway, when a monster your opponent controls activates its effect, you can send 1 face-up Henchman monster you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Then you can special summon 1 Henchman monster from your extra deck. If you control a Henchman monster, you can activate this card from your hand. And it's a counter trap. Tell me this card ain't good. Tell me it's not good. It's ridiculous. You offer up a Henchman, you can get another one. Possibly a bigger one. Anyway, that's it with the main deck lineup. Let's go with the extra deck. The only exceeds monster in the deck, bam, bam! 2 Madam Hydras, Pendulum effect. Once per turn, when your opponent adds 1 card from their deck to their hand, you can discard 1 random card from their hand. that's really good. And the monster effect, if you can Pendulum summon 3 monsters, you can Pendulum summon this face-up card from your extra deck. This card can't attack your opponent's life points directly. If this card in the monster zone is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy as many cards in your Pendulum zone as possible, minimum 1. And if you do, place this card in your Pendulum zone. 2000 attack, not bad for a rank 3, not bad at all. Next up we have 2 Sith Lord Darth Vader. Once per turn, quick effect. You can tribute up to 3 Henchmen monsters. Chokehold the crap out of them. Destroy all level or rank 6 or lower monsters your opponent controls. Inflict 500 damage to your opponent's life points for every monster destroyed by this effect. Once per turn, you can pay 3,000 life points. Skip your opponent's draw phase. Is this card horribly and ridiculous OP? I say it is. I should change this effect, because that, I mean, 3,000, but that's still stupid. All you need is 1 turn to win. Okay, next up we have, bam, 1 Cobra Commander. Look at that, love the pick. You contribute up to 3 Henchmen monsters to inflict direct damage to your opponent's life points, times 200, the level of the combined tributed monsters. Once per turn, you contribute 1 Henchman monster to inflict damage to your opponent, 100 times the level of the tributed monster. This card cannot attack the turn you activate any of these effects. So, you know, as he had his little added burn effect, it's okay. It's not overly broken like Darth Vader, but anyway, 1 of him, bam! 1 Zarbon transform. Look at the attack, 3,700. He's a reptile. Okay, if you control 4 or more Henchmen monsters, this card can attack twice per turn. You don't want that. When this card inflicts battle damage twice in the same turn, you can draw 1 card. Once per turn, you contribute 3 or more Henchmen to increase your life points by 2,000. You can only activate this effect once per turn. So not only is he out there, bam, 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 hitting your opponent up twice like an X, You're also increasing your life points, depending on how many henchmen you get out, but with this deck, it's easy to have 4 or 5 or more, you know. So, 1 Zarbon, bam! Next up, 1 Frieza Final Form. Look at the attack, 42. This guy ain't playing. This card is unaffected by your opponent's card effects, of course. Once per turn, you contribute up to 3 henchmen monsters. Banish that many cards your opponent's side of the field. Vader's broke. This guy's broke. They're all broke, man. It's Frieza. What do you expect? And bam! Joker! Love that pick, man. If this card be removed from the field by a card effect, you can destroy 1 henchman monster you control instead. Once per turn, during your opponent's draw phase, they have to reveal what card they drew. Once per turn, quick effect, say the name of 1 card. If you called it right, correctly, whatever, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. So, Joker, basically, he's having fun with the opponent, looking at their hand, knowing what's coming, calling it, burning it, you know, that's Joker, you know. He could instantly kill you, but he just wants to mess with you a little bit, so. And last but not least, fusion card, bam! The Shredder and Lord Dragon. Look at that. 3,000 attack. Should be more, but you'll see why. Must first be either fusion summon using only monsters in your hand and or field in which you do not use polymerization. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. Neither player can target this card with card effects. During your main phase, you can destroy 1 monster your opponent controls, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the monster's original attack. Once per turn, when a card or effect is activated, quick effect. You can discard 1 card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And if you do that, this card gains 1,000 attack. That's why he comes out at 3,000. If he came out stronger, he would be broke. I mean, coming out at 3,000, he's broke. You know, really, really good card. I love the artwork. I mean, anyway, that's it with the deck profile, guys. Let me know if you love the Henchman deck. This is my nephew helped me build this. Shout out to Mike. You know, so you guys, any questions, comments, concerns, or any other decks you want to see me make, just hit me up and let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.